This is Kevin, also known as AKAAWOL, and today we're back with one more of the Blindsided Creations. This was pattern 165524 over on BraceletBook. And if you're a big fan of segment knotting, well, forget this pattern, because there's I'd almost say that like a chevron has more segment knotting than this. It's kind of like they did a chevron version of like a fancy candy kind of combination there, with these little diamonds that are kind of off-centered, and then there's just this line that kind of runs alongside of these little off-centered boxes, and the whole thing is it was just I don't want to say it was painful, but I mean, for a bracelet that relatively just is the two knots, either right or a left knot, it's a lot harder than what you might expect for something like that. And you can kind of watch the method I go at it. I kind of went with, where can I get the most knots in a row, and like kind of use that. Like that was my whole segment, and it took about just over an hour, like an hour and 8 minutes. Again, 12 string bracelet should take about an hour, a little bit longer, just because, well, constantly checking the pattern, as well as there's no segment knotting. There's no real way of like getting a good handle on it and being able to charge at it really close. I almost thought it was going to hit an hour, because I hit the halfway point just past 30 minutes. It was, and I thought maybe it would pick up speed in the second half. It did not. I did flip the pattern in the center of this, and part of that's just because, well, one, I like that kind of symmetry. Two, it saves me a lot of time in the pattern making, where I can just copy and paste. And three, it gives me a chance to try seeing if maybe, the first half maybe not so easy, maybe second half different kind of thing. But no, it's sort of the same no matter which direction you go with, right? Because let's face it, like, if you only go one direction with the whole pattern, you might be missing out on the opportunity of having a much smoother experience with the pattern going 180 degrees different. But that was not the case here. This did not make it any easier or anything. It's cute. I'm not sure, when you look at it, it really kind of registers like what it is doing that kind of makes it interesting. But it's okay. I mean, it's somebody out there is going to love the fact that it's a rainbow pattern and that it's doing interesting things, and that's cool. Might have looked better if it only went one direction. The flipping in the middle, I don't think necessarily added anything to it, but it did give me the chance to go in both directions, which, like I said, like, it gave me the chance to see whether or not that was potentially useful or not. And in this case, it didn't matter which way you're going. It really just doesn't. All the strings got used pretty evenly. Had lots left over at the end, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, I kind of, I don't know. It doesn't seem to me to be the kind of bracelet where doubling it would make it any fun, or like we could use this in some kind of bigger scheme of things. It's just an interesting 12-string bracelet. If you're up for a challenge, if you're, pretty decent at doing patterns that have a little bit of a complexity to it, you might actually really enjoy this one. Like I said, it didn't take me that long overall, right? So like just over the hour. So yeah, it's not the end of the world kind of stuff or anything crazy. It's not. I kind of got used to it after a while. Like I still watched the pattern closely, but I was like, okay, I'm doing this, and then that kind of went on. I do make a mistake there. There it is. I do make a mistake in it. I kind of got moving along a little too fast and forgot to put in a row that comes towards the right before doing the ones that go off to the left. But other than that, yeah, no, nothing too crazy. Yeah, I think that the mistake really just came from the fact that like I was starting to get comfortable with the overall design. And it was about that time where I'm like, oh nope, that's not right. I don't know. Could be I was getting a little sleepy. I have no idea. So yeah, I like the bracelet. I may not have liked making it as much as some of the other stuff, you know, because it does take a great deal of concentration. But it turns out it is neat. It's hard to describe. I'm not sure I get what the person who made it, what their angle on this whole thing, like what was it they were trying to achieve. I'm not really sure. Because like I said, there's a bit of a chevron going on to it. There's off-sided diamonds. Yeah, I don't quite get what the thought process was in the design itself. It turns out it's cool. I'm just a little curious about these things. Like a lot of things that I've made were inspired by trying to achieve a means to an end, whether links in a chain or zigzags or whatever it was. Like I designed it thinking something, and you know, there's kind of a whole process of that, like how that works and how you get from what your original idea is. Maybe you have to sacrifice some things because the strings won't do what you had hoped to achieve, so you end up with something else. Yeah, I don't know what the inspiration was here, but it turns out it's pretty cool. That was the halfway point, so the yellow kind of flips the other direction, and you can kind of see like we're now going the other way. So let me thank my YouTube members for making this possible. I really do appreciate it, guys. If you want your name added to the list, if you want to be able to join the hangouts and have the discounts at the shop and all that kind of stuff, it's real easy. Down near the subscribe button, there's a button that says join. There you go. Click on it, find out how much it is in your currency. It's like $4 USD. And it goes towards keeping this channel going, so it's greatly appreciated. I guess in some ways, after it got flipped, it did kind of change a bit for me. But it didn't necessarily make it any easier. It wasn't like, oh, there we go, it all falls into place and you're happy with it kind of thing. Because that happens sometimes. There are times where a little change can make all the difference in the world. This one did not feel like it was that much different, really. I kind of sped it up pretty good too, because I was afraid I'd run out of things to say about it. I wanted to, I don't know. Oh, and this wasn't made on the live stream. A lot of I talk about that, like you can watch it in real time. This was not done on a live stream. This is done on a Friday afternoon, and yeah, was not streaming on a Friday. Just trying to get some work done around here and this was like the next thing to be done. So I worked on it while watching some YouTube videos, and yeah, that might help to add to that mistake too, right? If I'm distracted by videos, I don't know. Oh, and one of the things I can see that you can't see is I can see that the video that was recording me while I'm doing it, it's sped up, but you see it. Look at the board, look at the pattern, look at the board, look at the pattern. Like the whole time, it's just my head's up, back and forth. Yeah, I like patterns that are easy, that you just kind of can just work on them and you don't have to think too much about it. Here I was just too afraid that I'd be making mistakes. So, and it is what it is. Trying to see where I am on the thing, so because it doesn't repeat that much, I can actually, based on the red, I can see where I am. I've got a number of rows left to go. Mosquito just landed on my clipboard and settled in long enough for me to actually squish it. But yeah, there we go. Yay. I don't know how it got into the office, and I have no idea why it went to the clipboard and not me, but yay. I don't know. ADHD, I'm easily distracted. Sorry. Orange square. There's a yellow, green, and a blue to go. So yeah, we are definitely getting towards the end. If you took inspiration from this and make it, I would like to see that. You can share your images over on Discord. The link will be down in the description. I don't quite understand Discord as far as like joining it. Like, you can't just have like an easy link that just like AKAAWOL, you know, doesn't work. You actually have to have a particular link, and some of them are like, you can make it to like it expires after a month, or you can make it last forever or whatever. I don't know why it's got to be so difficult, but it is. But yeah, I made it as easy as I could. I just put the link in the video description, and yeah, nice little community over there. We been having some people share their pet photos and stuff like that, so that's kind of cool. There's an area where I shared my tattoos, and other people who have tattoos. I don't know why. Just we have them, so yay. Just the random stuff you get in these videos. If you have watched the whole video, thank you. If you skipped ahead, okay, I guess also thank you. You know, hopefully you enjoyed this, and here comes the big reveal. So thanks for watching, and as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.